Very welcome to this part 4 of Search for Groundwater and its use. It's a rather windy day, so I hope you excuse if there are some noises from the microphone. So, we're going to look at the capacity pumping of the well that I have drilled. And that was in part 2 and part 3 of this water tank chat video series. But first, very short. This is the old well, about 3 meters deep, sandy layers, and it's recharging between October until May. June, July, there is no refill, and as you can see around you here, it's very green. You have farming areas, so basically all the rainwater will be absorbed by the soil and by the plants basically. Enough about that, let's go over to the borehole and look at the capacity pump. So, the $10,000 question is how to make a capacity pumping. Well, it's not that hard actually. It's a bit of manual labor if you do it like we have done. You need, before you start pumping, you need to see the water level in the borehole, and then you of course need to start pumping. And the pump is at the end of this tubing. To that you need electricity of course to start the pump and get the water up. And in order to calculate the flow, you need the watch, as always. And of course, you need the volume that is being pumped up from the well. Now, as you see, this is a very, how should I say, manual flow meter, or basically the most secure way of measuring the flow, actually measuring the volume in buckets. So, when you've done the pumping, you will need to show, especially you, how the water looks. This does not, however, say anything about the quality of the water. That means chemical, alkalinity, salt, so forth and so on. But that will be for the next video. But basically, here are the tools that you need. You need a pump in the well, you need to measure the level, you need the electricity, and something to measure the volume with. So, now let's start the capacity pumping. So first we will measure the distance to the water level in the borehole. And just a short notice, I have some plastic that, well, cover the borehole in order to prevent things or whatever coming down there. Because as I said, not drinking water environment, but still you need to be careful because it will be probably drinking water supply in the very near future. So let's start measuring. I remove it from its holster here. Here is the measuring probe. I lower this down and start to wind. Not a big thing, but we'll now see how far down the water level is. You will hear a peeping sound once we get there, hopefully. If there is water, of course. We'll see about that in a hopefully short while. Now you hear the peeping sound, so I double check, I retract, and I find that the level is, let's see, 11 meters and 11 meters 30 centimeters to the top of the water level. So I take a note of that. And of course retract the probe so it's up. Now next step will be to start the clock, quote unquote, and make the pumping. So all of you YouTube lovers out there, including me and also my wife that will help me, it's now time to pump and look at the capacity. I take the blue cord, I take it to the electrical thingy. That wasn't, here we go. And now the water starts coming up. So my wife will take a sample for you so you can see the water quality. And as you can hear now, it's a lovely sound of pouring water. And it's quite a flow. You can also shower in the water, of course. So this is how it looks. Now we're gonna fill up the volumes here, and the time was 10:08 when we started the pumping, and we look at the volume, the time, and the flow levels and so forth and so on. With that, next part will be the quality of the water we just pumped up. Take good care. See you in the next part. Quality assessment of the water we just pumped. Take good care. Bye bye.